And neighbors tell me that the suspects came back and attempted to steal another flag and actually burned one right here on this street. Many on this team tell me they've learned companionship, leadership, and work ethic, all while having fun with friends. Last night, police found an infant dead inside of a U-Haul pickup truck near Knoxville and McClure. She says they've cranked up security measures and banned the person they believe is responsible. So far, police aren't reporting any arrest. One solution she has is this vitamin C filter that separates sediments and minerals, giving you an acidic rinse. Prosecutors say they believe Carpenter is a threat to the community and that he is allegedly affiliated with the gang the Jump Out Boys. Curtis Cook appears in the Showtime series The Chi and says his mental health journey hasn't been easy. He's always dealt with depression and feelings of loneliness, but therapy, amongst other things, have helped his mental health. Peoria County Sheriff Chris Watkins says this industrial fire started at about 5 o'clock and was put out by 6:30 last night. The bakery Ardor Bread and Provisions says they began outdoor dining nearly 2 weeks ago when that first sunny day hit for that beautiful weather. President Michael also says although the budget is in what he calls a small deficit, they have no plans on cutting any programs this year. Last year, Chloe Montgomery was diagnosed with T-cell leukemia, and now her family is opening up on their battle with cancer and their growing relationship with St. Jude. It's not exactly a bright and sunny day, but the turnout at this year's event is still pretty big. There's bounce houses, video games, face painting, food, and more, even a children's opera's performance. Zanita Winter's mother says her heart jumped into her throat when she learned her 35-year-old daughter was killed. But she wants people not to judge her daughter for staying in what she calls an abusive relationship for years, because it's not always easy to get out. Zelina Winters describes her daughter as someone who was loving, caring, compassionate, and full of life, and close to her 5-year-old son, Stevan. But now, she is left to raise her 5-year-old grandson alone. On August 11th, Zanita Winters and another woman who attempted to help her were both shot. Winters was killed, and the other woman is still in critical condition. Winters' boyfriend, Stevie Linwood, is charged in her death. He is currently in jail. Zelina remembers being traumatized in the hospital by the sight of her deceased daughter, with her eldest son, Jojo, comforting her.
He said, "Mom, please do not go towards the top of her head. Don't." How the bullet entered her head and just slided her head to one side. You don't want to see that.
Zelina says her daughter suffered in an abusive relationship and wants people to understand it's not always easy to just leave, because her own daughter feared Linwood would retaliate. She says Linwood had threatened her multiple times throughout the relationship.
Where are you getting out of it? The prison. You could have just let her go to be free. My daughter did not deserve this, and she had not deserved.
Zelina says her daughter reported Linwood's threats to the police, but never filed a restraining order out of fear of harm. Zanita was working as a CNA in a nursing home, and her former employers have been staying in touch with the family. Stevie Linwood is due back in court September 4th and was ordered to stay in jail before his trial. He has a 2011 prior conviction for involuntary manslaughter. Curtis Cook appears in the Showtime series The Chi and says his mental health journey hasn't been easy. He's always dealt with depression and feelings of loneliness, but therapy, amongst other things, have helped his mental health. Curtis Cook gets candid about his mental health journey as a Black man. He says he's always dealt with depression and recalls feeling trapped and unmotivated to do things daily. However, Cook says therapy has helped him communicate with people better and made him an avid listener. He also says his support dog, Bolo, helps him take his mind off of the stressors in life.
I know for me, like I said before, I can get into a place where I just don't move. I'll sit, I'll read, I'll stay in, I'll just watch TV, I won't go out, I won't hang out, I'll just stay. Now, because of Bolo, I can't do that. He's a big dog. He needs to exercise. He needs to go out. He needs attention.
Local certified life coach J.C. Bradley specializes in addiction and abuse trauma recovery. Yet she deals with those stressed out from work, life, and whatever's going on in the community. She says that in many Black homes, people are taught to not share what goes on inside the house. Coloring is one of the coping mechanisms she teaches because it can help clients relax.
Coloring is really good. There's several different coping skills. Breathing is probably the first one I would recommend, simply because most of us hold our breath when we get scared, when we are fearful, or when we're going through something stressed out. We don't even know it, that we actually hold our breath.
Bradley also says trauma can be generational within the community.
It's been passed down. So, for example, if I'm lacking love, how do I give that to my child? How do I provide that for others? If I wasn't taught how to love myself, how do I teach my children how to love themselves? If I wasn't nurtured, how do I nurture?
Cook adds that therapy and Bolo help combat his feelings of loneliness, which is more common than one would think. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-487-4889. Sela Estill, 25 News. Cook adds that even finding other hobbies such as boxing with his castmates has helped him through those challenging times. He also says it's important that people don't suffer in silence.
They do complain of hard water at home from the spigot, and they do complain of dryness from that, and that will lead to some brittleness and breaking.
Owner of natural hair salon Heradox, Aisha Bilal Ali, defines harsh water as any type of water with sediments, calcium, magnesium, and lime.
So we just try to minimize the harshness of the water, but then for those who come in with that dryness or things that feel like it's on top of the hair, then we have to kind of strip it. So you do have to use harsher shampoos when you do that.
Harsh water can have concentrations of minerals in them, like calcium and magnesium. When you wash your hair or body, those minerals can build up over time. One solution she has is this vitamin C filter that separates sediments and minerals, giving you an acidic rinse. When it comes to longer-term solutions, attorney Sean Cusack says tenants have a right to install the water softeners and filters, depending on the lease.
Your whole deal revolves around the four corners of that lease. So the most important thing to do is take a look at it and notify your landlord if you're going to do it, just in case you run afoul of anything in the lease.
That stylist also says they use deep condition treatments and moisturizers for highly textured hair types in order to combat the harsh water. That will take longer and could cost more. In Peoria, Sela Estill, 25 News.